Hello, my name is Eddie and I don't know how to make YouTube videos. Okay, hi. My name is Eddie and I'm an aspiring writer. I like to create little characters in my spare time. It's something that I've been doing for I don't know how many years, but a lot. Probably since I was a little kid. My mom and I had this game that we used to play when we drove the bus, that people watch and we would try and figure out who they were and what were their lives, if they were like secret spies for the Russian military or something. And I guess since then I've really grown to love creating characters and little stories and little universes in my head. I guess the thing that I enjoyed the most is the power that you have at hand when you do create your own universes and your own characters. You get to decide who they are and you get to decide what they do and what their dreams are and what their aspirations are. And I guess it is kind of soothing and relaxing in a way, since well, in today's days, you don't get to make a lot of decisions, especially when you're a young teenager that's just going through puberty, which is already a terrible time. So I guess that's really a helpful coping mechanism in a way, to creatively let all of your energies flow through you, through the pen and into the paper, and it's very therapeutic, I'd find. I think that whenever I'm angry, I probably is when I write the most. I like to think that I like to channel all my negative energy into positive outcomes. So if I'm feeling frustrated or angry or sad, I do just grab a pen and grab a notebook like this one. I always carry this one around, and just let it all go through, in a way, a positive outcome. So I think that that's something that's very helpful, not just for me but for a lot of people. I've found that a lot of people use this as a coping mechanism for bad things that happen in life, because it happens, and I guess you do have the power to decide whether you want to channel all your bad energy into good outcomes or destructive ones. I find that I like the good ones better, but that's just me. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my writing process. I'm doing these videos as an accompany guide for a project that I'm doing for a class. I did a little booklet on some of my characters and some of my personal works that I will link in the description below. I'll leave a PDF file, Google Drive file below, if you do want to give it a read. It's not great, it doesn't feature some of my best works, because some of my best works aren't even drawn in paper, but it does feature some that I'm really proud of, and I will talk about in next video, I hope. So yeah, today is just a little bit about my writing process and how I took some pictures to accompany some of my original characters that I will speak to you about in the next video. So I'll talk to you a little bit more about the behind the scenes and all of that. So my writing process is not really all that complicated. I just sit and write. I write about whatever I think about in the moment. So if I just ate a very good apple pie, I will just write about a cooking artist that just wants to be the best chef and beat Gordon Ramsay in a bake-off duel or something. I don't know. Little drabbles like that. It's what I prefer to write. I'm not a very serious writer. I don't write very serious works or more in-depth pieces, because part of me is really, I don't know what the word I would use better to describe it, but I'm very not shy. Can you tell that English is not my first tongue? But I'm very scared of, I'm very self-judgmental, so if I don't like my work, I will just scrap it, like I've done plenty of times. And I guess I don't want to waste time on something that I will eventually not like and scrap. So that's why I don't write many of my ideas. I just like doodle them. But the ones I do write tend to be not very serious, because I know that if I take on a more serious tone, a more serious style of writing, I will end up not enjoying it, unless I have the mindset to write to get better at writing. But yeah, that's just me and me being complicated. I'm going to get a little bit more focused on my project. It's a little portfolio. I'm going to talk about the pictures I took. I took pictures for two of my characters, which are Park Tae-min and Amber Lee. Park Tae-min is, spoiler alert, he's a mafia man, and Amber Lee, she is a law student. And I tried to capture mostly the negative emotions rather than the positive ones. Talking mostly about Amber in this one, since she feels very frustrated about her work as a law student, about to go into a law firm because she's very good at what she does. I tried to focus more on her reluctance to actually do something law related, since it's not her actual wish. It's not her dream. She doesn't want to do any of that lawyer stuff. She's just a simple girl. She wants to own her little farm, maybe a few ducks, a little pig, who knows. She wants to have a have a family, have a little grandkid, bake pies on the Sundays, all that kind of like very normal stuff that people usually take for granted, that people usually think people don't want to do. That people usually think that people want to aspire to be more. And I'm getting very in-depth with my character here. I'm trying not to do that. I'm going to go back to the pictures. But yeah, I tried to picture more of the negative side, her reluctance to actually study, to get better at what she's doing. She does have to, because she feels like she would disappoint her family if she doesn't. So I guess that was a bit of my main focus there, was just to focus on all the emotions that Amber feels. And then I don't like very angsty stuff, so I tried to do a few of the good sides too. I took there's two pictures of her in a more happy environment in my portfolio. It's mostly farm related stuff. She's just a little happy girl hanging on her clothes. And there's another one that's related to a very personal enjoyment that she has. She does love the night sky, and I took one of the pictures of her while she was looking through a telescope, and there was this moment where my model, she started laughing, and I did capture that moment. I thought it was very, very pretty, and it felt genuine. So that's the picture I decided to put in. Even though it's a little out of focus, I find that it looks pretty because it looks genuine, it looks candid, it doesn't look like it's staged. The smile doesn't look fake, so I really like that picture. So I think that's it for Amber. Now over to Teo. Teo or Taemin. I don't really know how to address this one person as. It's a complicated story that you'll learn about more in the future. He's a complicated guy. He has a few demons on his side, mainly because he kind of is one. Not in the actual literal side. He's not an actual demon, but he does have a few issues with him that I guess I really lucked out on the model that I picked to play Taemin, because he managed to show anger and all that repressed bad feelings into his eyes, and there's a few pictures that I really absolutely enjoy. So with Taemin, we took a day off. We walked around just searching for a few places to picture him. I think we didn't trespass, but I can't be sure. We didn't trespass, did we? I hope we didn't. But we took a few pictures outside of a school, hoping that it will look a bit more like a reformatory, as in like a school for misbehaving children. I've never personally seen one, so I don't know what they look like except for the adaptations in movies. So it's like big walls and big gates and no one can get in, all that stuff. So that was kind of what I was hoping to do, because there is this one scene in his story where he leaves school. He leaves a reformatory. Later he joins the police forces, but you'll learn more about how he does that in the next video again. So I tried to capture him as well in a more police environment. He does have some shots where he is, I don't want to say capturing, arresting someone. And again, I think he portrayed it beautifully. I couldn't have been more happy about the choices that I made about the models that I picked. I guess that's it for Taemin. He's Korean, so that's the thing on the name. And then there is this one side of the story that I didn't really know how to photograph it, because it's more of a fantasy. It's two characters I love with all my heart, because I put all my soul into creating them and creating a backstory for them. Even though I'm not actually developing them, they're my little babies that I really enjoy. It's more of a space alternative universe. So there are two pirates, and instead of photographing them, I drew them, which is a challenge, because I drew them with a graphic tablet. How do you call it?
Mesa gráfica.
Yeah, it's a graphic table. It's a drawing tablet. Picture. And I haven't drawn with a tablet in a long time. Especially with the new one. I got a new one, and it took a little bit to get used to it, but I am very, very proud of the job that I made. I've always loved drawing, and to be able to use things I enjoy to bring to life my biggest, my pride and joy, it made me really happy, and I hope you do like the outcome. Captain Dio was one of my biggest, my first creations in a while. I think it is my first big piece, I guess. It's not a big piece, but it is big to me because it's my first one to do with a tablet. So I'm very proud of it, and I think it's pretty. Okay, yes, that's it. I think it's pretty. you gotta be confident on things you do create. So I guess that's it for today. And in the next video, I will talk about the characters that I've talked about here today. So yeah, that's a thing that I'm going to do.